Dissident. Jak? Nie nas.
Good morning, loyal Haveners, and welcome back to Radioactive Decay, your daily espresso shot of morning news to make sure that you, honored listener, get home intact. We're your hosts, Gil Gibson.
And Gertie Gernsback. Now, last night was another rough one in our lovely city, so if you're not sitting at home in a hospital room right now, give yourself a big pat on the back. If you are, then please refrain from said back patting because you know better than anyone your midsection has already taken enough of a pounding. Treat yourself instead to a nice cup of tea, courtesy of our good friends at Hesperides Botanical Goods. Grown with top-of-the-line biotechnologies and gamma-mutated cultures in the Peace District, Hesperides tea possesses the perfect combination of flavor, warmth, and refreshment to help you recover from whatever grievous incident made you lose feeling in your legs.
Of course, getting it served to you by whatever lovely nurse is responsible for patching you up might make that feeling vanish again. You know what they say about the Red Saint District being a dandy place for sinners, if you grok my gleaning.
Thank you, Gail, for that titillating image. I'm sure those nurses will have to change at least one extra sheet today. Now, at approximately 7:23 last night, a tremendous earthquake rocked Central Haven, reducing nearly the entirety of the prosperous Felis district to rubble. With an estimated magnitude of 9.2, the earthquake left only a single building standing in its 10-mile radius, that being the headquarters of the Gate Center, which sat at the epicenter of the incident.
Founded by a man known as Gordon Gale not long after the Gamma Calamity, the Center for Gifted and Talented Education was designed not only as a school but also as a refuge for the adversely affected by the tragedy. Gate has since become known for students' phenomenal performance as well as an extensive philanthropy program and bleeding-edge biological research. Also notorious is the inhuman level of efficiency which with Gate is capable of carrying out its affairs, operating in countless ways which some economists claim are logically impossible. It remains on the short list of public endeavors which Anarchy 12 allocates funds towards, outside of the Silicon Hegemon's own production facilities.
Gate has been instrumental in guiding and expanding our knowledge of the Gamma Calamity and its effects, producing numerous studies regarding the impact of the calamity on the most adversely affected individuals, referred to the scientists as G-types. A recent press conference with Gale made his intentions clear in regards to not only repairing the damage caused to these individuals by the crisis, but further investigating the medical potential of the Gamma Calamity's DNA-altering aftereffects.
Headmaster Gale could not, however, be reached for comment in regards to the quake, although numerous Gate students and employees have been deployed to the disaster area to assist with cleanup. Estimated casualties sit at about 2.1 million, setting the population of Haven back by approximately 8 months.
Seismologists have observed that the epicenter of the quake does not lie anywhere near any known tectonic faults, leading them to suspect that this incident may have been the result of one of Gate's private experiments. However, they have yet to conclusively demonstrate how exactly a biology lab could produce one of the strongest earthquakes on record.
Could Gate be responsible for this immense destruction of property and loss of life? What could this mean for the future of this once mild-mannered non-profit? Will an investigation or potentially an invasion be forthcoming? We'll have more at 10.
And while you're waiting, listeners who had their homes destroyed in the incident are advised to sit tight until repairs are completed. Outsiders are asked to respectfully refrain from looting for at least the next 12 hours.
In regards to the purer sciences, acclaimed physicist and weapons mogul Dr. J.T. Skriller delivered an extensive lecture in the Evolution District last night regarding his theories on the pan-dimensional network, or PANET. Founding his theory upon several anomalous observations made during the Gamma Calamity, Skriller explained in detail how the event displayed the possibility of energy transfer between parallel realities, breaking down many of the conventions which have defined physics since ever.
If this PANET theory proves viable, Skriller claims, the future of nearly every aspect of life in Haven could be radically altered, unbound by the laws which, up until now, enforce conservation of mass. Companies and their customers will have access to effectively infinite amounts of energy and materials to do with as they please. Power grids which consumed no resources at all. Factories which would never run out of construction materials.
Beer kegs that never run dry? Maybe it's better that this tech is kept out of some people's hands. Looking at you, Gary.
Skriller has faced major pushback from several dominant industries in Haven, especially those who have made their fortunes seizing control of finite resources. Unique among his detractors, however, is the Gate Center, which seems determined to threaten Skriller's credibility at every turn.
You mean like those attack ads we ran against his company 6 months ago?
That was a rough quarter, okay? We needed the dough. Anyway, Gate has called into question not only Skriller's methodology, but also his ethical stance, warning that unfettered access to Panet could lead to companies like Skriller's own Shantae Armaments producing weaponry that puts all of Haven at risk.
Certainly not the most practical position to take when all of your own organization is sitting on a district-sized corpse pile, in my mind, but I'm editorializing there. In spite of groundbreaking physics laid out by Skriller, what social media can't seem to stop raving about is the pint-sized companion which followed him around the conference.
Referred to as Fish Boy, Skriller's Sardine, or simply the Munchkin, this glassy-eyed fishmonger doesn't even reach 5 feet in height and seem to carry no weapons whatsoever. This companion, identified as Clyde Godfrey, seems to have a soothing effect on the typically paranoid doctor, and Skriller displayed uncharacteristic composure whenever the Godfrey was at his side. Has Haven's most eligible bachelor found a particularly slimy bedmate?
I certainly hope not. Godfrey seems like the type of catch I would throw back in the water. Besides, taking Skriller from the dating pool to the swimming pool means that Heidi Heinlein's going to lose half the material for her show.
That's right, Gil. Miss Heinlein and our dedicated science reporter Vern Vernon will be covering the event in greater detail at 4 tonight, describing in greater details the physics implications behind Skriller's idea and the social ones behind his apparent dating of a fishmonger. Their program will also cover proper medical procedure for dealing with the highly infectious viral contaminant accidentally released on the 3rd floor, with a special segment on the proper makeup usage for hiding the fact that your face is halfway rotted off.
In other news, our Silicon hegemon Anarchy 12 has certainly been busy last night dealing with a mysterious piece of space debris, which crash-landed on Haven not far from his headquarters. The investigation of the debris was concluded entirely by Anarchy 12's own entourage of androids. The press advised to stay as far away from possible from the crash site.
Although Anarchy has not yet released any information on what was found within the crash site, independent observers noted that the crashed body exuded copious amounts of strange radiation. Nicknamed Fallen Angel, this mysterious meteorite has left Haveners with numerous questions and even more theories as to its origins. Some suspect that it may have been connected to the earthquake and quite possibly the Gate Center. Others have speculated about the Fallen Angel being a new type of android in production by Anarchy 12. Haven Uncovered journalist Cartman Clark has his own theories about the Fallen Angel.
Look at what we have here. A strange object dropping from the sky, exuding this weird and powerful energy that we've never seen or even heard about before. This clearly isn't Anarchy stuff, because while he has his mitts on it, he doesn't seem to have any idea how it's working. Gate? Maybe. But then Gordon Gale would have pulled some strings to grab hold of it, and all you citizens of Haven wouldn't even know there was a crash. There's only one good answer for all of this, and to get to it, you need only look above you. We are witness to extraterrestrial forces this day, my friends. For what else could this fallen angel be but a gift from the stars? Aliens are at work in our midst, Haveners, and we must demand that Anarchy 12 bestow upon us the truth.
It now occurs to me why we don't bring this guy on the show more often.
Anarchy 12 has informed us that he cares little about such speculation, and that his organization is hard at work investigating the crash. He has also assured us that the fallen angel is not likely to possess a threat to Haveners, and that they should proceed as normal. To the few protesters outside his headquarters who have not yet been incinerated, the Silicon hegemon's envoy has the following to say. You fuckwits are intruding on the Master's sleep. Leave before he has to torch the rest of you.
The Silicon hegemon has, however, offered a bounty for the heads of any individuals seen sporting purple robes, and what he refers to as glowing stuff coming out of their hands. Support your local businesses by loading up on weapons, armor, and other survival gear in addition to turning them upon anyone with these traits.
That's our Silicon hegemon, always keeping us rational in the face of potential danger.
Oh, this just in. It appears that our Silicon hegemon Anarchy 12 has successfully suppressed another insurgency in the Shade District. Led by 2 individuals calling themselves Seraph Elijah and Princess Impurity, the terrorist campaign was comprised primarily of spear-wielding civilians radicalized by Seraph Elijah's egalitarian speeches. Nearly a quarter of the Shade District was controlled by these 2 and their Golden Redeemer followers. And it took no fewer than 40 of Anarchy's top-of-the-line Cameron model Legionnaire droids to finally quash the campaign. Princess Impurity, herself responsible for the destruction of no fewer than 9 of these droids, was killed in the fighting along with most of her disciples.
Seraph Elijah was captured in critical condition and was found guilty of destruction of property, treason against the Silicon Hegemon, and lacking the capability to back up his revolutionary agenda. His execution will occur over the Dunsany River at 11 o'clock this morning, and will be televised live on Channel 22 as a warning to all others who would challenge the might of Anarchy 12.
I'll be sure not to miss that, Gil. One of the individuals killed in the service of Seraph Elijah was our very own Shade District correspondent Marty Fritz. Although his performance on our show was acceptable, his participation in the open revolt is indicative of deeply seated ethical insufficiencies within his character. Marty will be replaced as soon as possible and will not be missed.
Thank you all for tuning in. This has been Radioactive Decay with Gil Gibson and Gertie Gernsback. But before we go, here's a message from our sponsors.
Haven is a dangerous place, and so it pays for the average Havener to be prepared for whatever nightmares the streets might have waiting for them. Fortunately, Mesa Mart stocks everything that anyone could ever need to endure the worst of Haven's offerings. We've got blast-proof camping supplies to insulate yourself and your loved ones against the most incendiary street fights. Canned corn with the taste fresh off the cob and a bang to rival military-grade plastic explosives. An instant cement for patching up any unsightly holes left when 2 brawling G-types crash through your apartment.
Finally, Mesa Mart has a special deal not only on its signature Mojito Slurpees, but also on Atlas Core's signature Stamina Energy Bars, with that one-of-a-kind peanut butter and chocolate blend and enough power to keep your body going for up to 24 hours.
Mesa Mart, a happy place in an unhappy city.
And remember, everyone, you only get 1 free sample.